welcome to another fantastic drag story hour. My name is Freddy Prinze Charming, and I am coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona. So today is National Coming Out Day, and we have some super exciting news for you here. But what is National Coming Out Day? National Coming Out Day, NCOD, was established in 1988 by Robert Eichsberg and Jean O'Leary to mark the anniversary of the 1987 March on Washington for Lesbian and Gay Rights. Today we celebrate NCOD to remember the past and to continue onwards to the future. Now, said we had some exciting news for you. You know us, or you used to know us, as Drag Queen Story Hour. But today, we are actually changing our name to Drag Story Hour. We're dropping the queen. Why? We love our queens. We love our queens so much. But, as you can see, we have more than just queens that read to you and work with Drag Story Hour. So in order to be more inclusive and to be welcoming to everybody, we're now going to be Drag Story Hour. A little bit of history about us. We were created by Michelle T. and Radar Productions under the leadership of Julian Delgado Lopera and Virgie Tovar. Since its conception in 2015, the organization has grown and chapters have been started all around the world. Growth harbors change. Change is good. We like change. We embrace change. Queens have been and continue to be an important part of Drag Story Hour. Our updated name embraces our wonderfully diverse community. Drag Story Hour, or DSH now, will continue to grow and strive for inclusivity. Got some amazing books for you today, and I'm super excited to be reading all of them. Some of them are my absolute favorite, and some are actually kind of new to me. We've got Strong by Eric Rosswood and Rob Kearney. We've got Introducing Teddy. This was one of my favorites, by Jessica Walton and Dougal McPherson. We've got Calvin by JR and Vanessa Ford and Kayla Heron. And we've got Sewing the Rainbow by Gail E. Pittman. Who is ready to get started? So in Arizona, we always start our story hours with a little song to get everybody ready and to get everybody focused and in the right mindset to be able to sit and listen to a story. So I'm going to start off this story hour the same way. If you're ready for a story, take a seat. If you're ready for a story, take a seat. Clap your hands and stomp your feet. Make your hands all nice and neat. If you're ready for a story, take a seat. All right, are we ready to get started for an amazing story hour? Our first book, I'm going to be reading Strong, written by Rob Kearney and Eric Rosswood, and illustrated by Nidhi Chanani. Rob was a strong kid. He lifted heavy boxes, opened the tightest pickle jars, and always brought the groceries into the house in one trip. In school, he tried sports that tested his strength. He felt mighty like an elephant as he helped pull competitors across the tug-of-war line. He felt sturdy like a boulder when he guarded his team's quarterback. And he felt powerful like a rocket when he launched over other cheerleaders high in the air. But Rob's favorite sport was weightlifting. It required him to use every muscle in his body. When Rob lifted weights, he felt tough. He felt like a superhero. You ever feel like a superhero? I might have a cape or two. Rob was eager to begin his training, but first he needed the proper workout attire. He decided to wear what all the great strong men wore. You have a loose cotton t-shirt, which helps grip the barbell to keep it from sliding down the chest. Weightlifting belt that supports the back. Wrist wraps to support the wrists. Knee and elbow sleeves to support the joints. You see, he's got all his gear on. Weightlifting shoes to elevate the heels for balance. Stretchy leggings because they're comfortable. I agree with that. Every day before school, when his friends were still fast asleep, Rob would train. He ran, he swam, and he lifted weights. The different exercises helped strengthen every muscle in his body. In the beginning, he was able to lift 150 pounds above his head. Over time, that became 200, then 300, then 400 pounds. That's more than a refrigerator. That's more than a piano. Can you imagine? That's more than 800 stuffed unicorns. That's more than 114 birthday cakes with chocolate frosting and confetti sprinkles. That's a lot of cake. That's a lot of cake. When he finished training, Rob always changed back into his regular clothes. They were more fun and expressive. They were more him. On the day of his first big competition, Rob strode into the event. He was muscular like all the other athletes. He wore the same weightlifting gear, and he had trained just like the champions. He was sure he was going to win. Rob watched the other contestants lift and race their way through the challenges. I can do this, he thought. But when it was his turn, he strained and he struggled. He could not lift as much as everyone else. Rob finished in last place. His feelings now matched his clothes. Bleak, miserable, and gloomy. Things started to get brighter when he met Joey at a weightlifting event. Joey was fun and kind, and he made Rob smile. The two of them fell in love. They trained together to help Rob get ready for his biggest challenge yet, the North American Championship. But after going to the gym a few times, Joey noticed that Rob always changed into boring colors when he lifted. When he asked about it, Rob simply said, "Strong men do not wear bright, bold colors." "But you're a strong man and you wear bright, bold colors." "But I don't want to be the only one." "Well then," said Joey, "I'll wear bright colors with you." And so he did. Rob and Joey continued to train. In addition to weights, they lifted Atlas stones, giant sandbags, and even cars. One time, Rob pulled a fire truck down the street. That's crazy. I can't pull a fire truck down the street. On the day of the North American Championship, Rob watched from the sidelines as the challengers sped through the course. They lifted circus dumbbells, blocks, Atlas stones, and logs. He wondered if he could win. Was he fast enough? Was he strong enough? When it was his turn, Rob stepped out onto the stage. He wanted to hide when he heard the whispers, but it was too late. He was already on the floor, so he took a deep breath and focused on doing his best. You see everybody whispering, "What is he wearing? Why does he look different? Strong men don't wear rainbows." Or do they? The announcer called out, "On your mark, get set, go!" When he got to the giant log, he struggled to lift it over his head. Everybody's looking at me, he thought. Rob's body started to shake. and it looked like he couldn't hold on any longer. Just then, he saw a familiar face in the crowd. Come on, Rob, you can do it! Suddenly, Rob didn't feel so alone. And with one final push, he lifted the log over his head, and the crowd cheered. Rob won the competition and was named the strongest person in North America. From that day forward, Rob stopped worrying about what other people thought of him. Because whenever someone said he looked silly, Rob just had to remind himself of one thing: that he looked like a champion. The end. All right, so we have another activity. This one I really enjoy because it gets to teach you a little bit of sign language, just a little bit. It's a good one, and here in Arizona, all the kids and everybody really loves it when we do this song. So, the signs that you'll need to know are really, really simple. So I'll do it first, I'll show you the signs, and then I will do it one more time, and then you'll be able to do it with me. Are you ready? All right, so the first sign you're gonna need to know is more. This is more. So you're gonna put your two hands together like they're kissing. And then the next one you're gonna need to know is together. So you're gonna put your hands like this, and you're gonna like stir the pot. Put your hands together and stir the pot. And the next one is happier. So this is happy. This is happy. And then friends. This is friends. So, need more, together, happy, and friends. All right, I'm gonna do it once, and just so you see how it goes. And then I'll do it one more time, and you can do it with me. All right, are we ready? The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. All right, everybody saw how it went? I'm gonna do it one more time. Are we ready? Okay. The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. Because your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Good job! I always enjoy that one. That one's fun. All right. Are we ready for the next book? I got to read this book at Tucson Pride just a couple weeks ago, and I really enjoy this book, and I hope you do as well. This next book is called Calvin, and it's written by J.R. and Vanessa Ford and illustrated by Kayla Perrin. For as long as I could remember, I knew I was a boy. I draw myself with short hair and a shirt like Papa's. I dream about swim trunks like my dad and brother wore. I didn't tell my family until the night before our summer trip to Gigi and Papa's. I was scared they wouldn't believe me. But I knew that it was time to be me. Whenever I have to do something scary, my dad always says, take deep breaths and count down from 5. Breathe in, breathe out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm not a girl, I told my family. I'm a boy in my heart and in my brain. We love you if you are a girl, boy, neither, or both. We love you whoever you are, my dad said. Later, dad told me the word for how I felt was transgender. Being transgender means other people think you are one gender, but inside, you know you're a different one. I wondered how Gigi and Papa would react. As we got closer, I squeezed my stuffed lion into my chest. I had already told my family who I was. Now I needed to tell them my name. The same name as your favorite stuffed lion, Dad asked. It's why I named him that. It's always been my name to me. Our summer trip turned out to be the best ever. At the comic convention, Papa bought me my favorite costume. My favorite superhero signed my poster using my real name. At Waterworld, Gigi brought me and my brother matching swim trunks. Even the water slides felt better in them. In line for popcorn, I made a new friend. I felt proud to tell him my name. We spent the whole day together. On the last day of vacation, at the big outlet stores near Gigi and Papa's, I picked out new clothes. That night, I gave my family a fashion show. You look so handsome, Gigi told me. School was starting soon, and I knew there was only one more thing I needed to feel like me. When I looked in the mirror, I finally saw me. You got a haircut. I know I feel really good after a haircut. Do you feel really good after a haircut? I like getting a haircut. Dad said there were other transgender people in the world, but I didn't know any kids like me at my school. And school started next week. Being the only one felt scary. How would everyone treat me? What if my friends wouldn't call me he? What if? What if? The first day of school, I dragged my feet to the door. Breathe in, breathe out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sticky pages. Welcome back to school. We're glad you're here. When the principal said my name, I felt safe and happy. Violet skipped up to me, calling out my new name too. You know my name? I asked. Yep. Your dad told my mom you're a boy now. I've always been a boy inside. Are we still friends? Yes. Did you bring your jump rope for recess? When I stepped inside my classroom, I couldn't believe what I saw. The cubby, the lunch chart, the homework station, and the mailboxes, and the name tag on the table. My new name was everywhere. Everywhere it should be. I felt my fears start to go away. Welcome back, class. From morning meeting, we'll all share about our summers. I knew just what I would say when it was my turn. And there we go. Calvin looks like he had a fantastic first day of school. I hope you all like that book. I love that book. I think it's great. All right, we have another little poem for you. This one's fun, and it's all about counting and knowing all the different bits and pieces in your body. It's called Me Complete. I have 10 little fingers and 10 little toes. I have 2 little arms and 1 little nose. I have 1 little mouth and 2 little ears and 2 little eyes for smiles and tears. And 1 little head and 2 little feet and 1 little chin. And that's me complete. We are on to our third book. I got to read this one for the first time a few weeks ago, and I love it. I really hope that you do as well. This one is called Introducing Teddy, a story about being yourself, by Jessica Walton and illustrated by Dougal McPherson. This one's a little floppier. Okay, there we go. Errol and Thomas the Teddy play together every day. They ride their bike in the backyard. They plant vegetables in the garden. They have sandwiches for lunch in the treehouse. They have tea parties inside when it's raining. One day, Errol woke to find the sun shining through his bedroom window. Hooray! He shouted. Come on, Thomas, let's go to the park and play. Thomas the Teddy didn't feel like playing. He looked sad. You seem sad today, Thomas, said Errol. Don't worry, the park will cheer you up. Thomas the Teddy wasn't so sure. Oh no, even the swing isn't working. What's wrong, Thomas? Talk to me. If I tell you, said Thomas, you might not be my friend anymore. I will always be your friend, Thomas. Thomas the Teddy took a deep breath. I need to be myself, Errol. In my heart, I've always known that I'm a girl Teddy, not a boy Teddy. I wish my name was Tilly, not Thomas. Is that why you've been so sad? Errol asked. I don't care if you're a girl Teddy or a boy Teddy. What matters is that you are my friend. You're the best friend a bear could have, said Tilly. Now that you're feeling better, said Errol, let's call our friend Ava. Hi, Ava. Teddy and I are at the park. Do you want to come and play? Sure, Errol. Let me just finish building my robot. Hi, Errol. Hi, Thomas, Ava called out as she sped towards them. Hi, Ava, said Errol. Teddy has a new name. Let me introduce you to Tilly. What a great name, said Ava. Let's go and play, Tilly. Wait, I'm just moving my bow tie, said Tilly the Teddy. I've always wanted a bow instead. Good for you, Tilly. Wear whatever makes you happy, said Ava. I think I'll get rid of my bow. I like my hair free. Errol, Ava, and Tilly played all morning until it was time to go home. See you at our next tea party, Errol said as Ava stepped onto her scooter. Yes, see you there. And I'm bringing a friend, Ava yelled as she sped away. Errol and Tilly the Teddy play together every day. They ride their bike in the backyard. They plant vegetables in the garden. They have sandwiches for lunch in the treehouse. And they have tea parties inside when it's raining. And there's the end of that one. I just think that one is super cute, but then I like teddy bears, so. All right, we have another rhyme. This one's really cute too. This is a good one. I will do this one a couple of times so you can kind of see how it goes because it's got some actions in it too. So I'll do it the best I can. I'm sitting, so I can't really jump, but I'll try. I'll try. So I'll do it twice, and then the first time you can see, and then the second time you can do it with me. I have a little heart. It goes thump, thump, thump. It keeps right on beating. When I jump, 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 I get a special feeling. When I look at you, it makes me want to give you a hug or two. All right, we'll do it one more time. One more time. I have a little heart. It goes thump, thump, thump. It keeps right on beating. When I jump, 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 I get a special feeling. When I look at you, it makes me want to give you a hug or two. We are down to our very last book today. This one is called Sewing the Rainbow, the story of Gilbert Baker and the Rainbow Flag by Gail E. Pittman and illustrated by Holly Clifton Brown. There's lots of rainbow. I'm wearing a rainbow. There's rainbows all over the place. You can see where is it? There, look. I have rainbow Legos. Now you'll see why rainbows are such a big thing. In a small town in Kansas where everything was gray and dull and flat, there was I am so sorry. There was a little boy who was full of color and sparkle and glitter. His name was Gilbert. Gilbert loved visiting his grandmother's clothing store. He'd sit next to her while she sewed and draw beautiful gowns and costumes. Gilbert dreamed of someday bringing these drawings to life. But one day, his father took away his art supplies and tore up his drawings. Surrounded by building blocks and erector sets, sports gear and slingshots, Gilbert's colorful, sparkly, glittery personality started to fade. And he too became gray and dull and flat, just like the Kansas landscape. When I grow up, he dreamed, I'll go somewhere that's filled with color. But that didn't happen. Instead, when Gilbert turned 18, he received a letter that knocked every last bit of sparkle out of him. Gilbert hated his dull, flat uniform, and he refused to shoot the gun they gave him. I won't do it, he said. I'm not going to carry a gun. They made him do push-ups. They called him ugly names, but Gilbert wouldn't budge. The idea of shooting a gun made him feel sick. So they sent him to San Francisco, where he would never have to pick up a gun again. The day Gilbert arrived in San Francisco, he saw magic. Instead of the gray, dull, flat landscape of Kansas, there were rolling green hills, the shimmering blue bay, and a cool white fog wafting over the Golden Gate Bridge. Gilbert was home. Finally, he could breathe. He could be his colorful, sparkly, glittery self. He thought about his grandmother's clothing store. He thought about the drawings his father tore up, and he realized he wanted all of that back. So Gilbert taught himself to sew, and he created fabulous costumes just like the ones he drew when he was a little boy. Word got around fast. He sewed regalia for Mama Jose and her imperial court. He sewed costumes for famous singers like Sylvester. He sewed banners for protests, marches, and rallies. Gilbert's creations were everywhere. He was making the city more and more colorful by the day. There was just one thing that continued to blemish their beautiful city. It was a symbol that, in Gilbert's community, was a constant reminder of evil. "We need a new logo," his friend Harvey said to him one day. And Gilbert got an idea. What do you think that idea was? He bought huge bolts of cotton fabric, buckets of dye, and a lot of thread. Then he gathered up all of his friends and got to work. They cut the fabric into long strips, dyed them in big trash cans, then headed to the local laundromat to rinse and dry the strips. Don't do that. They don't like it when you do that. Trust me. I wouldn't recommend doing it in your own washing machine either. Your parents may not be happy about that. So don't. They ironed the creases so the fabric was nice and smooth. Then Gilbert began to sew. They worked until dawn. By the time the sun rose, Gilbert and his friends had created 2 beautiful rainbow flags, but their work wasn't over. "A flag belongs in the wind," Gilbert said. The big day arrived. A crowd gathered around City Hall. Gilbert held his breath. Would people understand his flags? Up they went, the flags unfurled, flooding the sky with a spectrum of colors. The city radiated with color and sparkle and glitter, and the crowd lit up like gold at the end of the rainbow. And there you have it. That's how the rainbow flag kind of came into being. Got lots of rainbows around. Lots of rainbows. I hope everybody enjoyed all of the books that I got to read for you today. There's some fantastic books, and you can find them. I believe they're all on the Drag Story Hour webpage. You can find them, look for them in your libraries. If they're not in your libraries, ask for them. Thank you for joining us for National Coming Out Day. And we're super excited again about all of the cool changes that are happening at Drag Story Hour. We love our queens, but we also love all the other drag artists that are involved in Drag Story Hour, that read you stories, that do all the fun things that make Drag Story Hour what it is. So hopefully you'll get to celebrate the change with us and you'll understand why we did it. And I hope that you will be as excited as we are. And to close us out, we do, here in Arizona, we do what we call the goodbye song. And we sing this song at the end of every story hour. We started doing it before when it was all in person, and we kept doing it virtually because everybody said they loved doing it when everything was shut down and we're doing all the virtual story hours. So I'm gonna close this out the way that we close you out in Arizona. We wave goodbye like this. We wave goodbye like this. We clap our hands for all our friends. We wave goodbye like this. Thank you all so much for joining us, and happy National Coming Out Day.